Many hoped President Trump's 2024 campaign promise to make Social Security benefits tax-free would become reality in 2025. After all, eliminating taxes on benefits was framed as crucial relief for seniors and working families facing rising costs. But the latest tax bill, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill by supporters, surprisingly leaves out this key tax break. Instead, it offers smaller, less impactful measures, like an extra $4,000 deduction for seniors with moderate incomes. Why was such a major promise left on the cutting room floor? The answer lies in complex Senate rules, budget constraints, and concerns about funding Social Security and Medicare long-term. Removing taxes on benefits could hasten the depletion of vital trust funds, risking deep benefit cuts down the road. In this article, we'll explore why Social Security remains taxable, what the bill includes instead, and what it means for retirees nationwide. The promise: tax-free Social Security benefits. During the 2024 campaign, President Trump made a bold pledge. There would be no more federal income tax on tips, overtime pay, and, importantly, Social Security benefits. His message was clear. This was aimed at helping working families and retirees who often feel squeezed by rising living costs and stagnant incomes. For many seniors living on fixed incomes, paying taxes on Social Security benefits felt unfair. So this promise of tax relief was a beacon of hope, the possibility of keeping more of their monthly checks. If you were expecting a big change in 2025 that would make your Social Security benefits tax-free, you're likely wondering what happened. The reality: no tax break on Social Security benefits in the new bill. The new tax bill that House Republicans are pushing doesn't include the promised tax break on Social Security benefits. In fact, it's completely absent. This bill has been called Big and Beautiful by supporters, but depending on what you were hoping for, it might feel like something very important got left out. Instead of a full elimination of the tax on Social Security benefits, the bill offers smaller, more limited relief measures. What's actually in the new tax bill? One key provision is an additional $4,000 income tax deduction for people 65 and older. Here's how it works. This deduction is available if your modified adjusted gross income, MAGI, is under $75,000 for individuals or under $150,000 for married couples filing jointly. The deduction reduces the income you're taxed on, but it does not remove the tax completely. This means it can lower your taxable income, but you will still pay some taxes on your Social Security benefits. This is not the sweeping tax elimination many were expecting, but it does provide some relief for lower and middle-income seniors. Why didn't the bill include the tax break Trump promised? There are a few reasons, mostly tied to how Congress works and the political realities of today. The Senate's Byrd Rule 1 major hurdle is something called the Byrd Rule in the Senate. This rule prevents changes that don't directly affect the federal budget from passing through a special fast-track process called reconciliation. Because changes to Social Security tax policy are considered outside the budget's direct scope, they generally require the standard legislative process, which needs 60 votes in the Senate to overcome a filibuster. Given the current political climate, getting 60 bipartisan votes for a sweeping tax elimination on Social Security benefits is highly unlikely. The financial reality: why taxes on benefits matter. Taxes on Social Security benefits fund a significant part of both Social Security and Medicare programs. Here's the breakdown for 2025 estimates. Taxes on Social Security benefits are expected to bring in over $100 billion. Approximately $60.8 billion goes to Social Security. Around $42.6 billion goes to Medicare. Without this revenue, the trust funds that support these programs would run out of money faster. Current projections show the Social Security Trust Fund could be depleted by 2034. If taxes on benefits were eliminated, the depletion date could move up to 2032. Including the removal of taxes on tips and overtime, some estimates suggest benefits might need to be cut by up to 1/3 by 2035 to keep the system solvent. This is the trade-off: more money in people's pockets now, or preserving the long-term stability of the programs. What else is in the tax bill? While the tax break on Social Security didn't make it, the bill does include some other provisions. Temporary tax breaks on tips and overtime pay, which were part of the campaign promise. An increase in the child tax credit from $2,000 to $2,500. However, the increased child tax credit may not help many lower-income families because they may not owe enough taxes to benefit from it. Medicaid cuts, and who bears the brunt? The bill also includes major cuts to Medicaid, up to $880 billion in reductions over several years. These cuts involve new work requirements, reduced federal support for state Medicaid programs. Critics warn that these cuts will disproportionately impact vulnerable groups, including many seniors who rely on Medicaid for essential health services. At the same time, the tax benefits in the bill tend to favor wealthier Americans. One analysis shows the top 0.1% of earners would gain more than the bottom 50% combined, raising questions about fairness and priorities. Is this tax policy fair? Currently, most lower-income seniors pay little to no federal tax on their Social Security benefits. Removing the tax entirely would mainly benefit wealthier retirees who have higher incomes. According to the Tax Policy Center, the richest 20% of beneficiaries would see an average tax cut of over $7,000 per year. Lower-income seniors would see almost no change. This makes the tax system less progressive and raises concerns about whether the tax cut is targeting the right groups. What's the administration saying? Publicly, the administration continues to support the idea of eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits. President Trump has mentioned it repeatedly in speeches, calling the tax unfair and outdated. This message resonates with many retirees who feel taxed twice on benefits they paid into for decades. Why campaign promises and lawmaking are different. Campaigning on big promises is one thing. Passing those promises into law is quite another. The budgeting process involves complex negotiations, political compromises, procedural rules like the Byrd Rule, concerns about long-term funding, and program solvency. This makes sweeping changes difficult, especially on politically sensitive topics like Social Security funding. What can you do right now? If you're 65 or older and your income is under $75,000 or $150,000 for couples, the new $4,000 deduction could help reduce your tax burden somewhat. However, you should review your tax situation carefully. Consider other sources of income such as pensions or retirement account withdrawals. Consult with a tax professional to optimize your tax planning. Keep watching for new proposals, as the bill is still being negotiated and may change before becoming law. Your voice matters. This issue impacts millions of Americans, and your experience and opinions matter. Do you think Social Security benefits should be taxed? Should we find a way to make benefits fully tax-free without risking the program's future? Have you noticed your Social Security check being lower than expected because of taxes? Share your story. Your insights help shed light on the real-world impact of these policies and keep the conversation alive. Final thoughts. The way we fund Social Security treat seniors, and keep promises to retirees reveals a lot about our national priorities. While the 2025 tax bill doesn't deliver the full tax relief many expected, understanding why is key to navigating the road ahead. Stay informed, ask questions, and share your experiences. Because this affects not just policy, but the lives of millions of people counting on Social Security for their financial security. If this update helped you understand what's going on, please subscribe so you don't miss future news. I'll be here to keep breaking down these complex issues in clear, honest ways as they develop. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time.